Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to online classes. We are studying New Oxford Modern English, Book 5. Students, we are starting the word in a wall. Our unit number 1 is before our lecture number 1 is the word in a wall, paragraphs 1 to 4. The theme of the chapter is self, family, home, friend, and the author name is Carol Turrell. Before starting this lecture, I am going to tell you little information about the author. Author Carol Turrell, 1925 to 1995, was an English naturalist, zookeeper, author, and television presenter. And he is perhaps best remembered for the books he wrote about his life as an animal collector. Turrell was taken to a zoo when he was very young, and he said that this was when his lifelong love for animals began. I am going to start this lecture with words to know. I am explaining its meaning. Bulbous, fat, bulging, and round, shaped like a bulb. Bulging, swelling outwards, sticking out. Confetti, small pieces of colored paper traditionally thrown on birthdays and marriage ceremonies. Dawdling, being slow. Enraptured, extremely pleased by. Infinite, limitless, impossible to measure. Intricate, extremely detailed and complicated. Oblivious, unaware. Phobia, an extreme fear of something. Predator, an animal that hunts and kills another for food. Quashed, rejected or stopped. Rapidity, moving or reacting with great speed. Reluctantly, with hesitation, unwillingly. Repercussion, an unattended, unwelcome consequence of an event or action. Rotten, large and plump. Scuttled, ran with quick, hasty steps, surreptitiously, secretively, sneakily. Students, take out your pencils to underline difficult words. This extract means a passage selected from a larger work. From the autobiography. Autobiography means an account of a person's life written by that person. My Family and Other Animals by Carol Turrell. Turrell was an expert in studying animals. When he was 10 years old, Turrell has his older siblings and his mother moved to Corfu in Greece to live with Turrell's grown-up brother Larry. It was here that Turrell began to collect and keep animals as pets. I'm explaining this paragraph. Carol Turrell has written this autobiography, My Family and Other Animals, when he was just 10 years old, and he went to live with his elder brother Larry to Corfu, Greece. The crumbling wall. Crumbling means breaking or falling into small fragments. That surrounded the garden outside the house was a rich hunting ground for me. It was an ancient brick wall that had been plastered over, but now this outer skin was green with moss. Bulging means swelling outwards, and sagging means hanging down with the damp of many winters. The whole surface was an intricate means complicated, made of cracks, some several inches wide, others as fine as hairs. Here and there large pieces had dropped off and revealed. Revealed means make visible or noticeable. of rose pink bricks lying beneath. In this paragraph, the writer is saying that the broken wall that surrounding the garden of the house was in very miserable condition and has become living place for many insects and other tiny creatures. The, in, the inhabitants mean residents. The inhabitants of the wall were a mixed lot, and they were divided into day and night workers, the hunters and the hunted. At night, the toads and geckos were the hunters. Their prey was the population of stupid, absent-minded crane flies, moths of all shapes and sizes, and rotten beetles, hurrying with their night's work. By day, it was difficult to tell the difference between the prey and the predators. Everything seemed to feed off everything else. The hunting wasps searched out caterpillars and spiders. The spiders hunted for flies. The dragonflies fed off the spiders and the flies, and the swift multicolored wall lizard fed off everything. So, what the writer is saying is this paragraph: toads, spider, lizard, moths, beetles, flies, and other creatures like them were living in the cracks of the wall. Some of them were hunters and others were hunted. Come on, the next paragraph. But my favorites were the shyest members of the wall community who did not seek any attention. They were also the most dangerous. You hardly ever saw one unless you looked for it. And yet there must have been several hundred living in the cracks of the wall. If you gently lifted a piece of the loose plaster away from the brick, they are crouching beneath it. Underline crouching. Crouching means the act of bending low with limbs close to the body. Would be a little black scorpion or an inch long, looking as though he were made out of polished chocolate. Here the writer is saying, among all these creatures, his favorite were little black scorpion. They were the most dangerous ones in very large quantity, living beneath the loose plaster of broken bricks of the wall. Students, this is your today's lecture. You have to read 4 paragraphs. I'm explaining all the 4 paragraphs that we read in simple English for you. Gerald Durrell has written this autobiography, My Family and Other Animals, when he was just 10 years old. The broken wall that surrounded the garden of the house was in very miserable condition and has become living place for many insects and other living creatures. Toads, spiders, lizards, moths, beetles, flies, and other creatures like them were living in the cracks of the wall. Some of them were hunted and others were hunters. Among all these creatures, little black scorpions were his favorites. They were the most dangerous ones in very large quantity living beneath the loose plaster of broken bricks of the wall. Students, our today's lecture is done. Your homework task is this: you have to read the 4 paragraphs of this chapter, underline difficult words, find its meaning from your dictionaries, and write on your registers. Goodbye. Have a nice day.